Hi everyone, myself Bhagyashree, and today I'm going to share my interview experience with the Deloitte, and I was selected in that company. And the role was for the senior lead position. And the question is about first round. I can say I am going to discuss here for the Deloitte company, and this is in the .NET position. I can say .NET full stack developer, mainly in the .NET Core. I can say there's a ask more many question, but I am giving some important question which is really helpful for all of you. Then let's start with that. First question they ask normally just like introduce yourself and what is the major project have you done, and what is the challenges you face while creating any good project or any big project, I can say, and what is your role and contribution. Have you handled any team? Have you mentor any junior or uh, feel or like face some technical very critical technical glitches over there in the project? If you have, you can answer about that project, or you can discuss that scenario or case what is happened when that project you created. And after that, the first question is the domain wise. Like I say, a domain wise, I can say like what is the tech stack you work on, the which domain they ask. Then after that, coming to the technical aspect, I can say they started first question in that I can say in the .NET Core. First question they ask like what middleware require for the core web API in the development, I can say. Like basic component what you need if you're trying to create in the first time any .NET Core application. So what is the major thing you have to be use or you have to be create? I answer then like we basic requirement we can say we have like routing purpose, what we can use as a routing. Then we have a logging configuration and service configuration configure method, I can say, and you can create your own services and configure and use that. And after that there's a like many more we have to be covered, but I have a limited time. Then he asked like what is the startup.cs file, in that continue what is the startup.cs file and what is the latest in the .NET Core. I answered like .NET Core have a latest 7, and right now we don't have a separated startup.cs file. This all this is like right now included in the program.cs file, so you can create all the services and like configure services and use in this program.cs file. But yeah, before that I can say a startup.cs file including in our program.cs file. Then he asked like can we change the startup.cs file name? Then the answer should be yes. And what is the main entry point of this program or this project? Program.cs is the main project, I can say main component file for the entering main entry point. And coming to our back like major important question, what is the core component we have to be use or create in the .NET Core first time? So I can say request response middleware, response catching middleware, request validation middleware, custom middleware you can use or you can create, and exception handling, CORS middleware, authentication middleware, routing middleware. So these are the middleware which we have to be used anyhow for the creating component or API services. Then in between them, then he asked like what is authentication middleware you are used. So I answered like I use the JSON Web Token or OAuth. Then there also I mentioned like cross, like I can say cross origin resource sharing middleware like CORS, I can say. Then he asked like why we need the CORS. So this using for this CORS, I can say accessing the data for the different domain. You can configure CORS middleware to handle the cross origin request. Then as a normal like exception handling middleware, you can create the custom middleware or you can use the some Serilog inbuilt which is already having in the .NET Core, and use that whatever you have to be capture. Then request response for the logging middleware. So all this middleware you have to be you have to be used while creating a .NET Core. So while answering, if you know, you can like they can pick any of the module, any of the point, and they can ask in the detail also. Then second question they ask like there is a try block, there is a you doing some configure some logic implementation. Then we have a catch exception, and then again we have a catch exception. First is like we are using a throw, in the second we are using a throw x exception. So what will be the output? This is a very simple question. If you have idea, you can comment it down here. What will be the output for this? Which exception is coming as an output? And I can give the hint about that, like what the difference between the throw and throw F. Throw is giving the whole stack information, throw F is rewriting. Okay, then next question, he given the one of the scenario, I can say. It is based on the, I can say, solid principle type of question. If you know what is a solid principle, then you are able to give the answer for this question, I can say. So yeah, for the any design or development for the .NET application, some other application also I can say. So this principle is a important component or important concept, algorithm, I can say, not algorithm, but yeah, important component which we have to be follow for creating a reusability or better performance or better project. So he given another scenario, like he want to check like what the thought process, what the logic you are applying for this scenario. If you have this scenario, the question asks like if you have an interface with the 5 method, but you have to implement you any four of them, because what the method we are creating in the interfaces, we have to be implement in the class independently. So the requirement is like there is a 5 method, but class want to implement only four. We have a class, that class only implement the 4 method, not fifth one. So what you do for fifth method purpose? What is the way to handle this type of scenario? So the answer for this, I can say, the implement the unused method as a default behavior. Like I can say fifth method as a reasonable default behavior that can be applied all implementing classes, but you can provide a default implementation in the interface itself using a default keyword. You can see I have my interfaces, there is a 5 method. Okay, the way to handle is like we have a two-way. First we can use the abstract base class, second we can use as like throw keyword while implementing the fifth class, like not fifth class, fifth method, I can say. While implementing the fifth method, we can throw the exception or to give the some messages, this method or this property will be not get executed. You can see abstract void method 1 2 3 4. Then for the fifth one we declare as a method 5 without using the abstract keyword, default implementation purpose, I can say. And we have my derived classes, in that I inheriting my base class or adding all these four method. Okay, then second way scenario 2, I can say, handle for this type of situation, like using a throw and exception. It is not recommended to always do this, but yeah, if you have not any good choice, you can choose as a last point for this option. In fifth method should not be used any implementing class. You can throw an exception in the method implementation to indicate that it is not supported. And however, this is not a good practice as it might lead to the confusion for the unexpected behavior. So implementation wise, I can say, you can see we have my class and I inherited the my interfaces. Then we have method 1 2 3 4, and the fifth one, you can see we are throwing the throw new not support exception message. It means you are not doing any implementation part for the method 5, but you want to implement properly method 1 to 4. So this is the answer for this type of question. Then after that, the next question he asks like what is the interface segregation. This is also comes under the solid principle. It means like if you have a class 1 need 2 method implementation, class 3 need 3 implementation, and only 3 is some common, 2 is not common, I can say. So we don't have to be implementing the generic way as the interface not created as a 5 method and have to be implemented in the class A or class B independently. But what happens when we using the interfaces, if class is implementing independently, they have to be forcefully use or implement all the method declared in the interface in the class, derived class, I can say. So what we can do, we don't have to create any generic interface. We have to create the interface method declaration as per the user requirement. Like user need only, I can say one of the best example. I have vehicle. Vehicle can drive or fly also, because vehicles, I can say aeroplane, fly, car, drive. But when we want to implement car, we don't want to like my car method should be fly. I want to only implement the drive method. Then why I can inherit the fly property? So because of that, I should not create the either generic method, generic implementation in the interface. I should create the independently. So this is the best suited approach with the help of interface segregation. The problem I am going to again repeat. There is an interface. They have a 3 method. Abstract class have a 2 method. two method I can say what the abstract have, what is the interface have the same method name. Okay, now class A is want to implement interface and abstract. That class is inheriting both. So is it going to work or not? If yes, then why? If no, then why? I answer, yeah. Is it allowed to inheriting? Yes. Interface we can inherit, abstract which also we can inherit because it is a one level. Again, the method what we declare there, three method, two method in the class A we are implementing. How many method is going to implement? We have a okay. Then next problem we have like there's a interfaces and abstract. Both have a like I can say interface have a method three method declaration and abstract have a two method declaration. And one of the class A want to implement both of them. So class A is inheriting the interface also and abstract class also. So the question is like, is it class A going to inherit it successfully or not? If yes, then why? If not, then why? You can see these three method in the interfaces and in the abstract have a two method. The question is like if class is going to inheriting this my class my interface or my abstract class, is it going to inheriting? Yes. Is it going to inheriting? Then the problem is next I can say we have total 5 method. Then out of 5 what will be the class is going to implement? Is they are going to implement all the 5 classes, sorry, all 5 method, or any other if you think any other outcome will be there, then what will be the answer for you I can say. The answer for this I can say, because as he mentioned we have an interface method 1 to third method. Similarly for the abstract class we have a abstract method 1 and 2, but implementation wise we don't have to implement the 5 method, we have to implement the 3 method because 2 method is already common and they are going to override it. So that is the answer for this question. And after that one question is also asked about the like if we have a PDF file and like I can say we have one of the API services and we want to implement the PDF file and have to be written the PDF file I can say in my method, then what is the return type for this? Like I have one services in API call, I have to be written the PDF file, then what is the return type created in the API method? This is the question and have to be answer for this. Yeah, if you have idea about this question and answer, please comment it down. If you want to give the answer or want to know answer from my side, that is also you can comment it down. I will share whole the answer, whole the problem for the upcoming video. Thank you. Hope you got the beautiful information like which is helpful for your upcoming interviews. Thank you.